Again tonight, and tonight we're using all new stuff. So when you pop on, please say hello. I've got my computer handy here. The idea being that I can see your comments on my computer as long as I'm looking over that way every now and then. You might notice things are a little different tonight. I'm not actually in my studio. I'm actually in my friend Vanessa's studio. So I'm doing a little bit of creating away from home tonight. So a little bit different. I'm using her video setup, so it looks different, and there's different light source and all that sort of stuff. So if you're thinking it just doesn't look the same, that's why. Vanessa and I have been friends for a really, really long time. She's another demonstrator. Hey, Kay, how you going? And she lives in Wollongong, which is where I am right now. And we've been demonstrators for almost exactly the same amount of time. So I joined in September of 2006 and she joined in October of 2006. So we're both celebrating our 15 years this year. So that's exciting. Hi, Helen. Hey, Wendy. Nice to see you. Oh, it's good morning where you are, Wendy, of course. Yeah. So tonight I thought we'd use something new. We're getting really, really close to the release of the new catalogue. So time to use some new stuff. What do you think? Shall we do that? So let me just quickly make sure I can see your comments on my computer. Just 1 second, give me a moment. It's not showing up yet. Sometimes I have to refresh the screen. Here we go. Here it is. Turn off the sound. Don't want to have to compete with myself. And now I can see your comments. Hey, Shirley. Hi, Cindy. And everyone else I think I've said hello to. Oh, hi, Michelle. Nice to see you. All right. So I'm going to be turning this around, and because actually Vanessa's upstairs making dinner while I'm down here making this, so I'm not going to be too long tonight, but I thought I'd introduce you to one of the new sweets in the catalogue, which is something that I've been playing with and I really, really like it. So I'm going to turn it around. I'm very well, thank you, Shirley. Thank you for asking. So, all right, let's see how we go. Let's get this turned around. I'm trying to pop it into a different holder tonight, so I hope I won't fumble too much. Let's see what happens. All right. So, sorry about this. I'm not familiar with this style of holder. I hope it's got to hold my phone okay. I think it will. All right, can everyone see that? All right. Hang on. Oh, it doesn't want to hold still. This is the problem with doing it on the fly. That is better. Let me just move things around a little bit. Now, if I move that here, can everyone see that okay? How's that? Hey, Priscilla, how are you going? All right, so the new catalogue, this one here, comes out this Tuesday, and it's very exciting because, you know, we only get a new annual catalogue, of course, once a year, so it's pretty amazing. The last one, though, you may have noticed the last one didn't quite run for a year. It only went for 11 months, so that's the one we're saying goodbye to. And if you want to see some of those products, I've done a whole bunch of videos before this one that showcases some of our retiring and discontinuing products. But tonight I'm playing with new stuff out of here. If you are in Australia and you don't have a demonstrator and you would like one of these gorgeous catalogues, how many pages? 176 pages of beautiful catalogue. So, 177 if you count the inside of the back cover. But anyway, if you would like one sent to you, doesn't cost anything, I'm very happy to send one out. Okay, so just let me know, send me a message or comment and let me know that you'd like one sent to you. So the set that I'm going to be playing around with tonight is called Hand Penned. It's a new suite. And what I have noticed in this new catalogue is that they are actually making the sweets smaller than they have in the past. So in the past, you know, you'd have gems and maybe ribbons and paper and then the bundle and a whole bunch of different things. What I've noticed in this catalogue is they've made the sweets smaller, so there's not as much in the sweets, which reduces the price of the sweet. So, for example, the stamps and the matching dies, that would be a bundle, and they're usually, I actually didn't look up to see how much these are, but a bundle like this is usually not, you know, between usually $90, $95, something like that. Your paper is usually $20, and then your gems might be $12 to $14, something like that. So what they've done, they've put all of this together in a bundle you get a 10% saving on these, but on the stamps and dies. But the whole thing is going to be around the $115 mark. So it makes the sweets much more affordable, and I think that's a really good move that they've done that in this catalogue. So let's have a quick look. The stamps I'm going to be using tonight, these are really, really pretty. They're called hand pen because they look like they're line drawing stamps. They actually look like they have been drawn. And then there's actually colouring stamps. You can colour in these images with these stamps. Of course, you could colour them in with whatever colouring tools you might have, but if you've got the stamp set, you can actually colour them in with ink and the stamps. And I'll show you how those look in a second. And then there's the dies. Let's have a quick look at those. Ah, Cindy, you and Cherylee know each other, do you? Vanessa and I are very well, thank you. We're just having a little bit... Oh, Michelle, is it still blurry? I'm sorry. I hope that's... It looks okay on mine. Is it blurry for anyone else? No, we are not having thunderstorms. The weather's beautiful, actually. It's gorgeous. And Vanessa and I are doing really well. Thank you for asking. We're just enjoying... We haven't actually seen each other in a really, really long time. Not this year at all. Just trying to work out. It was... I think it was middle of last year. So this is the longest we've ever gone without seeing each other. And it's a bit sad, but that's what COVID does, because we've all been stuck at home. It's not blurry for you, Cherie? Huh. That's interesting. All clear. Michelle, it might just be you, honey. Do you need to change your glasses? Oh, you don't know each other. You're just being nice. All right. So these are the dies. So you can see there's like little detail dies, and I actually made a card with these that I posted today. That's this die. That's this one right here, the white. I'm not making this card in the video tonight. This actually, I'll show you these in a second. This actually uses the new cards and envelopes that match this set, which is really, really pretty. But that's this die here. And then there's also a cutout die which cuts out the stamp. Okay, so this one here gets cut out with this. All right. So they actually do match the stamp set really, really well, which is always lovely. And then you've got some smaller flowers. You've got a scalloped edge with a stitching. That's really, really pretty. And some other bits and pieces, some leaves, some flowers. See, there's some leaves in here as well. So really, really, really nice. I love them. So I'm going to be using them, and I'll show you how they work. Actually, I'm not going to actually cut. I've already done the cutting, but I'll show you how they work anyway. Now, as well as the stamps and the dies, we've also got this gorgeous paper, which is called the Hand Penned Designer Series paper, and the colours in this: black, Blushing Bride, Cinnamon Cider, Daffodil Delight, Garden Green, Highland Heather, Mint Macaron, Misty Moonlight, Pale Papaya, Pool Party, and Whisper White. So this is something that I guess needs to be said if you don't already know, but if you buy a pack of paper, all the colours in it are listed on the back of the paper. And that's a really, really handy thing to know, because it makes it really easy for you to match it up with the stamps and cardstock in your collection. So I think that's... Well, don't we all like to be friendly to everyone? How do I store my dies? That's a good question, Priscilla. Probably not particularly well. I've just got them all still in their packages, lined up in a box, and I just flip through them when I want to find one. I do have some of them, the ones with the more intricate designs and things, I have those on magnets. And people say, where do you get your magnets from? I saw the other day that there's a really great place on an Amazon store that you can, like if you go into Amazon, there's a really great selection of magnets on there. But I actually have mine, for those of you who are in Australia, on P plates or L plates, because those magnets actually are enough to hold them in place. So for the smaller die packets, so this is what I would call a smaller die packet. The bigger ones are like 6 inches wide. These ones are probably about 4 and a bit. So for these ones, I would cut my P plates or L plates down, and I just cut them on my trimmer. They cut really easily on a trimmer. So that's how I store them. I hope that's helpful. Hey there, Linda. Nice to see you here. All right, so let's have a quick look at this paper. I've read you the colours in it, but you can see they're actually really beautiful. So we've got like the floral designs on one side, and then like your more abstract design on the other side. We've got stripes on the back of this one. Then we've got our little florals again, and on the back of that one we've got dots. We've got, on the back of this one, we've got some Highland Heather leaves, which is really, really pretty. And then the next one, this one has yellow, oh no, this is the one with the pink. So this is Blushing Bride, this colour here. This one I really like with that blue. This, the Misty Moonlight, is the blue in that. And on the back of that is Garden Green, like an all-over floral design, which is very pretty. You know what? Garden Green is probably my least liked green. I'm not particularly a fan of it, but I think in this particular design with the white and kind of the washed look, I think it's really beautiful. So it's earned my respect with this paper, but it's not a colour I normally like to use by itself. Then this one here, we have the yellow on the back. See, it's like waves on the back there, depending on which way you hold it up. And that's it. So there's your 12 sheets. So there's 2 of each, and they're 12 by 12. Okay, and that is the hand-penned designer series paper that's part of the suite. Right, move those out of the way. And the last thing in this suite are these, what they call genial gems. And I hope you can see them. They're like sparkly. You've got your green ones, which I'd say would be the mint macaron, and then you've got the gold, which is really, really pretty. So yeah, they will look really lovely with all sorts of things. Okay, all right, so let's have a look at the cards I wanted to, oh, actually before I show you those, coming back to this card here, these are the cards and envelopes. Okay, so the cards and envelopes, they're like a Memories and More one. These are really, really beautiful. So you got the Pool Party, or I think it's Pool Party, but it's close enough to Mint Macaron. I actually used Mint Macaron sponging on the front here, and the scalloped rectangle is from the new Contours scalloped dies. Absolutely beautiful once again. You might notice that I've also scalloped the edge, which is from the same die set as the rectangles. So they don't come like that, but I scalloped my edge because I just thought that would be a nice addition. Now this one is from the same scallop die. The scallop die is from the same set as the rectangle, but there is actually, if you're looking closely, in this die set that goes with this, there is also a scallop. So I could have done it with that, and it's a smaller scallop that would have been very similar to these rectangles, but I decided I wanted a big one. But you know, if you wanted the smaller scallop, you would get that, and there's also a stitched edge on that as well. So you get your choice of scallops if you've got those 2 die packs. I've also used on here this ribbon. This is the Open Weave ribbon, which comes in all the new in colours. So this is the Soft Succulent, isn't it lovely? That's really nice, and that's the one I've used on here. And of course I've done my sponging with one of our beautiful blending brushes, and that's in the Mint Macaron. I stamped also in the Soft Succulent up here from the same set. And these are the gems, that are the jewels that come in the in colours. So there you go. There's a little bit of an introduction, but how nice are these? Okay, so they're already scored, ready to go, and look at the envelopes. How nice. Aren't they gorgeous? So the envelopes have this beautiful design on the back, like the designer series paper, and you've got some stripes, and you've got that lovely floral flap, which I just think is gorgeous. So if you're looking for a really lovely set of envelopes, one thing I will say about these, they're very long, really, really long, longer than our normal cards. So when I came to do the scallop on the edge, it was actually just a little bit too wide to fit through my die cutting machine because it's so wide here. So I actually cut it down so it's the same as a normal shape. So if you see here, see how mine is shorter? Okay, I've made it shorter so that it would fit through my die cutting machine, and also the scallop fits all the way along. On here, this one, the way it is, the scallop is a little bit too short. You could move it, but the problem is because it's so wide, it doesn't move easily. So instead I just cut it down. And this is a better size, I think, anyway. So if I wasn't going to do a scalloped edge, I wouldn't worry about it because they do fit in the envelopes, but I cut it down because of the scallop. So does that make sense to everyone what I did? Oh, hello, Tina. Hello to Holland. Ah, I see people are, oh, you're frozen, Michelle. You're having problems tonight. Is everyone else frozen? Is it just Michelle? Huh. I'm looking here and it looks like other people can see. No, not frozen? Ah, well, there you go. Oh, okay. So that's good to know, Cherie, that Cherie knows of some magnetic suppliers in Sydney that you could use as well. There we go. All right, let me move these out of the way. All right, and these are the cards that I wanted to have a little play around with tonight. So I've done a couple of different examples, and I've actually used the stamps. Okay, these are the stamps from the hand pen pedals. So this one here is that stamp there. You can see it. And this one here is this stamp here. Does that make sense to everybody? So just to make life easy, I actually went ahead, I've actually stamped these in our darkest new in colours. So here are the new in colours in case you haven't seen them. They're Fresh Freesia, Polished Pink, Soft Succulent, the lighter green, Evening Evergreen, which is a very dark green, and Pale Papaya. Okay, they are the 5 new colours that are out for the next 2 years. So like a fashion range, if you like, and they'll stick around for a couple of years and then they'll be gone. So I like to make the most of these when they first come out. I make sure I buy them straight away, and then I use them because, to be honest, this set is just gorgeous the way they all work together. The colours together look really amazing, and these colours are what I have used on the front of these cards. Okay, so I've done my stamping in the darkest one, the Evening Evergreen. So my image has been stamped in that Evening Evergreen colour. And here's one I prepared earlier, because what I did was, just to show you, because I can't do a long video tonight, I've already stamped it and I've already die cut it. So I cut it out with my die. There it is right there, just like that. And popped it through my die cutting machine. All right, so they're ready to go. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to grab my stamps out of here. So there are all these lovely, I hope you can see them, lovely little stamps. And I've got a few different ones. I might grab another block or two. I just realised most of my other blocks are probably not the right size, but that's okay. We'll make it work. So I've got... And here's something, I don't know whether you've seen it. This is a fairly new set, so I've still got it on the plastic. But have you noticed they're now, as of this catalogue, going to be printing the patterns or all the stamps on the inside of the case, which means that instead of putting them back on the plastic, I can actually put them on the case, directly on the case. It's fantastic. It means no more mucking around with little bits of plastic that get lost or whatever. Just pop them straight on the inside of your case, which I think is a fantastic idea. All right. So I'm going to start with the first one, and you might see here I did my big ones in lilac, or sorry, the freesia, then the pale papaya, and then this is the pink, although I stamped that off. I didn't want it to be too dark because it is, the polished pink is quite a strong colour, so I stamped it off. And then I've done my stamping in the soft succulent. Okay, so my leaves in the soft succulent. So we could pick different ones if you like. Does anyone have a favourite that they would like to use for the very big flower? Shall we go, here are the options, one of these. Which way will we go? Anyone want to pick a colour? And you can tell me and I'll do it, whichever one you guys say, whoever says it first. The pink, the freesia, or the papaya? Ooh, papaya, Cindy wins. Okay, so I'm going to pull that one in. And this is my biggest flower, and what you do is you line this up. Now I will have to bring my head in, my apologies for that. And even if you don't get this absolutely perfect, it still looks great because it looks like it's been hand drawn, so it doesn't matter that you don't perfectly line it up with the drawing. It's really to add colour to the flower, but it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, so that's the first one. That's the biggest flower. And then we're going to go down to the next flower, which is this size here. And what colour shall we do that? Next answer. The next answer was freesia from Cherie and Beryl. So let's go with that. I like to see people talking to each other. Now, let's stamp off here to see how strong this colour is. Do you think that's too strong, or shall we go with it? Let's go with the nice strong colour. Let's see. So I'm going to bring my head in again, kind of line that up. Like I said, it doesn't matter if it's not perfect, and that'll be fine. I'm going to pop that one over here. And then I've got the next size flower down, which is this. Now I've also got this one, which is like two flowers together, and I know these two flowers and these two flowers fit this one quite nicely. So I guess now we're going with the polished pink, aren't we? So let me, it's a new ink pad, so it's a little bit stiff when I open it. Alright, so this is how strong it is when you do it. Do we think it's too strong? Shall I stamp it off and make it lighter? I did make it lighter here. That's stamped off. But this one, I didn't. I went full strength. So what do we think? Stamp it off. Okay, Cherie, that's what we shall do. One stamp. Two stamp. Just like that. And see how it doesn't matter that you don't line it up perfect? It's just close, near enough is good enough with this one. It's kind of nice though, isn't it? I like these. They're kind of like doing a puzzle, like a jigsaw puzzle. And I kind of like that. What shall we do with this last flower? Which colour? We had some people going for full and some people going for stamped off. I had to take the first answer. But who wants to know who wants to nominate a colour? Shall we go with the purple or shall we go with papaya? Or did you want to go with, maybe we go with a full strength one? Ooh, a full strength polished pink. That could look good. What do we think? Full pink. Okay, full pink it is. Right. See, interactive stamping. That's what we're doing. Right, there we go. Just like that. And see that it does not match and it doesn't matter. And that's what I love. That it really is totally up to you. Now there is a couple of leaf stamps. I didn't bring my tiny blocks down with me. I could borrow Vanessa's, but I don't want to get up and do that. So I'm just going to use the smallest one that I have. Now I'm going to go with the soft succulent for this one because it's green. And once again, it's quite strong when you use it by itself. So what I did with these was I did some of them full, some of them stamped off. And I'm going to do the same thing with this today as well. Let me just close this up because I've already dropped this ink pad on my shirt this evening. I don't know if you can see it if I bring it in. I've got pink here on my shirt where I managed to drop the ink pad straight down my front. But oh well. Thankfully they're water based and they wash out, so it's all good. Oh no, I think Sunday nights is a great night for thinking. Alright, I'm going to go some full strength and some stamped off. So this one is going to be full strength. And then this one, I'm not going to re-ink. This one is going to be stamped off. So that way we get both. Oh, now, the others are smaller. This one's a bit big, so I'm actually going to, you might see I'm being very efficient and not using my Stampin' Scrub. I'm just wiping it off with my finger. And I'll go wash my hands when I'm done. Alright, so now I've got a smaller leaf, and this one here is a better size for this. So one full strength, full strength, and stamped off. Look, there we go, it's done. Isn't that pretty? So you could, of course, use any colouring tools you like. You could use your watercolour pencils, you could use watercolours, you could use your blends markers, you could do whatever you like. However, the fact of, I love that you can just colour it with the stamps in the stamp set, and it gives you this beautiful kind of haphazard look, which I think is really nice. So let's put this together. This is actually a super easy card. I'm just going to reach over here, and I've got a piece of basic white cardstock, and this is going to end up on here like this. So I'm just double checking that I have actually measured this. Yep, I have. It's all good. Okay, so you can see this one here, I added freesia behind. That's the colour that's coming out from behind, and I've used the freesia cardstock as well. And this one, I've used mint macaron, even though that's not, I know we use soft succulent here, but I didn't want it to be too dark in the background, so I went with a lighter green. I went with the mint macaron for that. We could also do the pale papaya. Does anyone have any clue what colour sponging we would like to have behind? We've got a few options. Pale papaya, I could go the mint macaron again, or I could go the freesia. Yeah, I like these dyes too. These are nice. Papaya, all right. Papaya it is. Thanks very much, Cindy. All right, so I'm opening this one up. Also, I noticed when I got my ink pad, it had like funny little dot marks on it. If that bothers you, I mean, it doesn't particularly bother me, but all I did was I got my bone folder and kind of just massaged, or you get the back of a spoon, massage it in, and the dots disappear. So if that happens to anyone else, it must just be a manufacturing thing. Anyway, who knows? All right, so I'm going to start here because I'm going to have them sort of down in the corner here, not right in the middle. And I'm going to start in the corner, and I'm just going to use my blending brush. Have you guys all seen these? I love them. They're like a million little bristles, and they are so soft and easy to use. And don't worry, they give you a beautiful, beautiful effect. But don't worry if you do get a little bit of darker colour in one area than another. You can keep blending and the colours will even out. Or, in this case, we're going to be putting this over the top anyway, so the colour comes out from behind. So it doesn't matter if you're not, if you've got a little bit of more intense colour in one area than another. But look how nice these work. Just so you know, these are 3 blending pens in a pack for $21, but right now, the last time I checked, they're on back order. They're meant to be coming back into stock this week. So if you are frustrated and waiting on some to come in, they're supposed to be coming really soon. I love them. I just think they're so nice. All right, I'm happy with that. And if you want to test it and just make sure it's looking the way you want it to look, looks pretty nice, doesn't it? Isn't it good? So all we're going to do is we're going to whack some dimensionals on the back. When I find my dimensionals, here they are. All right, so I'm just going to use a couple around. Put one here. And you can put as many as you think you need, but I think 3 or 4 is probably plenty. You could also, if you want to put dimensionals down the bottom on these leaves, you could use mini dimensionals because they're a little bit smaller and therefore not so easily seen, but that's why I've moved this one up a little bit. Okay, so there we go. Isn't that pretty? It's so, so nice. It's just such a pretty set. I just love it. So now we get to decide what colour base we want. Do we want it on lilac or do we want it on papaya? Either way is going to work. Which one do we think? Oh, bye Beryl. See you. Yep, see you on the replay. Excuse me. Which colour do we think? Freesia. Okay. Thanks, Linda. Alright, so this is just half a piece of A4. Cut in half and then folded in half again. Got my bone folder here to go over the edge. And this piece. Now, the one thing I have been doing with this is I have been going around the edge. Now, you could use your blending tool around the edge, but I don't always find the blending tools the best thing. These sponges we've had forever and they are retiring. However, you could use a sponge dauber. That would be really nice. And because we've used papaya here, I'm going to go around the edge in papaya as well. So just picking up a little bit from my ink pad. I'm just going to edge it. I just think edging things makes them look so much more finished and professional. Like you actually care. Like you really do care about the edges of your project. And I think it shows, it makes them look very professional. So that's a good tip. If you're ever concerned that your cards, you don't think they're looking professional enough, try going around the edges with your sponge. Sponges or sponge daubers. Daubers will do a great job as well. All right, so I'm actually going to pop this on. I'm using seal adhesive, but you could use Tombow multipurpose or tear and tape or whatever adhesive you like to work with. I find adhesive is a very personal thing. People like different adhesives for different reasons, and it's just the way it goes. All right. So that's looking really pretty. Now I did my stamping in the Evening Evergreen, which is the really dark green. So for that reason, I'm also going to do my sentiment in the same colour. So let me just grab this. I have a few options in this set. We've got some nice words. We've got thanks. We've got anything is possible. Congratulations. Feel better friend is also really nice for, I guess, for someone who's feeling a bit under the weather. Today, I'm going to go with my thanks. I tend to use a lot of thank you cards because I do send out thank you cards for thank yous for orders and things like that. So, because of course, product orders are the lifeblood of my business. That's how I get paid. So, so I'm always very grateful. Now you can have it up the top, but I tend to like it. Excuse me while I bring my head in. I tend to like it closer to my floral motif, like that. Now, there's a couple of other things I want to do to this. First of all, we have these beautiful gems. I think maybe the gold ones would look really lovely on this. It is a nice effect, isn't it? Hi from Germany. Hi, Sandra. Right, so these come in a couple of sizes. You've got your bigger ones down the bottom and the smaller ones up the top. So I'm going to start with, now, if I shouldn't speak too soon, but if I had made a mark, which often happens, I need to cover something up, I would pop that on my on my blob of ink or whatever it is that I've got there. I'm just going to grab, I should be using my take your pick tool, but I didn't think to bring that with me down here. So I'm going to pop another one down here. There we go, just like that. And the last thing is to add some ribbon, because these beautiful open weave ribbons that come in the in colours, here they are. What colour ribbon will we have? So here we go. I've got a bunch of choices here. I like this ribbon very much, but I actually think sometimes it looks closer to Magenta Madness than it does to Polished Pink. It goes with both of them, because Magenta Madness is just that little bit brighter. But it's a beautiful colour, but yeah, it's, I think maybe more magenta than it is Polished Pink. What colour shall we go with our ribbon? Because I'm going to pop a ribbon. See how I've popped a ribbon down in the corner of this one? Evergreen. Okay, let's go evergreen. You know what? You've picked one. How easy is this? You've picked one that I've actually already tied a ribbon on the end. Thanks for that. You just made my life very easy. The only thing is I need to grab my ribbon scissors, which are down here. I'll close this up before I stick my elbows in it. So did you guys hear that we've got 2 promotions coming in May, which are both pretty exciting? One is a host promotion. In Australia, if you go over $400 for an order, or you have a couple of friends putting together orders over $400, you will get an extra $40 of hostess gifts on top of what you already get, which is pretty cool. The other one, though, that I think is really cool is a joining promotion. So we have a joining promotion. Normally it's $169 to get the demonstrator kit. There you go. Let me pop that on with a glue dot. But right now, and normally it's $169, you get $235 worth of product. So it's always a good deal, and you can pick whatever products you want. However, at the moment, just for May, I think it's just for the month of May, from the 4th to the end of the month, you will get $283 worth of value. So there's nearly an extra $50, so an extra $48 worth of value, and you can pick whatever you like. So it's pretty cool because it means that you get extra value, and after that, every order you put in, you're going to get a discount on. Now, I wouldn't be doing my job as your demonstrator. I wouldn't be doing it very well if I didn't help you get the most value you can possibly get. And I honestly believe that the kit is the best value that we have. And if that sounds like you, please contact me, because from the 4th, you can get all of the things you want out of the new catalogue at a massive discount. Okay, so definitely worth doing. And if you have been a demonstrator before, why not rejoin? Do it again, because that's how a lot of people get their value. Okay, so let me know if that's you. Send me a message. Okay, what do we think? Do we like these? Is evergreen your favourite colour, or just in the ribbon, Shirley? Yes, the succulent would have been nice, Cherie. Both are nice. You really can't go wrong with these colours, because all those colours are in the stamps that we just used. So any of the colours of the ribbons are going to work. All right, they all work just fine. I'll pop these up a little bit later. I don't have my light box with me. So I did post a photo of my other card before, but you may have seen it was on Vanessa's table. So there's a green background, and my projects normally have a white background. So you might notice things look a little bit different over the next couple of days as I'm posting things from a different location. So there we go. All right. Thank you, Vicky. I'm glad you like them. Thank you, girls. I'm very happy that you like these. Very simple little cards, but I think they work really well. Okay, so let's call this a night. I hope everyone is keeping well. If you've got any questions or any comments you want to make, just comment. I have a launch coming up on the 15th in my studio. If you're not booked in, I do still have a couple of spots left. And then I'm doing a Zoom launch on the 22nd for anyone who can't come but would like to be part of the fun anyway. So I've got details of that on my blog. So if you are after any information on those, you can check those out there, or once again, just send me a message and I'll let you know what the deal is. Okay, and I will talk to you soon. Have a fantastic night, girls. See you soon. Bye.